Hey everyone, Jake here for Extreme Terrain, and in this video we're taking a look at the Barricade tubular drop steps fitting 2024 and newer Tacoma double cabs. These steps are a great setup for the Tacoma owner who is looking to have a little bit of everything: protection, accessibility, and style all in one package. These are a great side step that works well with the Tacoma styling and gives you some nice benefits for a daily driver, an overlanding rig, or anything in between. Side steps are a ubiquitous modification for a number of reasons. They're usually an easy installation, they make accessing the cabin of your truck easier, and they can provide you with some additional protection as well. These ones in particular feature a very classic, simple style, and for that reason alone, I really dig them. You get the typical type of drop steps underneath of each door with built-in grips and a cool Barricade logo right there in the center. And while the logo doesn't really necessarily add anything functionally, the grips do, and you're gonna have plenty of traction even if you've been out in wet or slippery conditions. These also feature that classic tubular design with these big thick steel tubes running all the way through the wheelbase. That harkens back to old school rigs, but even with this new gen of Tacoma and their more angular styling, I think these look right at home. What's more is that these are all one solid piece, so despite the steps dropping down a bit, the actual tubes here sit pretty close to your rocker panels, and that's going to provide you with plenty of additional protection when you're out in the tough stuff. The steps here are constructed from heavy-duty steel. Tubular steel is used for the main sections, with plate steel used for the steps themselves. That steel construction means that these will be quite strong, and they're finished with this nice fine textured black powder coating, which adds an additional layer of rust and corrosion resistance, in addition to making them look good. All that to say, these should be able to take a beating whether you're on the trail or the street. Pricing will come in at around $300, making these a really affordable option for any build. So if you want the additional access, protection, and that classic style, you really can't go wrong here. While they aren't as pricey as things like a powered step, you're still getting a really solid setup that will withstand a lot of abuse. And again, I think these look just about perfect on the Tacoma. Installation gets a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and you can expect the job to take you about 2 hours to complete. These are a totally bolt-on part, so they won't require you to do any additional modifications, making this a job that you can easily tackle yourself. And now, to show you that process step by step, let's head on out to the shop.
First install, you need a ratchet and a 13 and 12 millimeter socket. All right, today we're gonna put in some running boards on our Tacoma, so let's get started. All right, so we're gonna start underneath our truck and install our brackets. So we have our front side here. You will see that they are all labeled. So this says DF for driver's front. We're gonna go to these two 12 millimeter bolts that are already in here from the factory. Let's grab our ratchet and remove them. All right, then we can just put our bracket over and reinstall our bolts that we just took out. Grab your ratchet, tighten them back down. All right, we can go do the same thing to the center and rear bracket. We're gonna do the same thing to the center. You see we have a bracket labeled driver center. Put our bracket in place. Tighten them down. All right, and then we just have our ones in our rear right here. Same thing, labeled driver's rear. Just install that. Tighten those down. So now we're going to get our step and we're going to set it in place. Now the curved part is in the front of the vehicle. Let's slide that. Line up our holes with the brackets. Just going to grab 2 of our bolts. Just thread them in the middle here to help hold it in place. Now that it's not going to fall, we'll get the rest of our bolts in and tighten them down. All right, so we're going to come to the back here. We're going to grab our supply bolts with our lock washer and flat washer. thread those in. If these don't line up perfectly, you may need to loosen up your brackets and adjust them. Thread it in. Go ahead and grab your ratchet and 13mm socket and tighten them down. All right, he's going to do the same thing for the other two brackets.
That's going to wrap it up here for our review and install of the Barricade tubular drop steps fitting 2024 and newer Tacoma double cabs. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, for all things Tacoma, be sure to keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.